All right, Cesar Upudo is the head of digital marketing at Disruptive Media, and he's helping me break down this conversation on digital advertising. You've seen there, King Kaka, of course, now the brand ambassador. That's when brands appoint someone who's influential in their own regard, in their own space, to attach their brand alongside and see if they can influence their followers to purchase products. Remember, digital marketing is still all a way to increase your sales. So the end goal need to increase revenue. Don't just digital marketing for the sake of digital marketing. So we are trying to see how you can do that in a way that is effective for you to increase sales. Let's see what Cesar has for us. But first of all, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
How has it been? How's your weekend? How's your week starting off?
My week has started off well.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
My weekend was long. Kama ya kila mtu.
Well.
Yeah.
And there's a longer one even coming.
Yeah, there's a longer one that's coming apparently. Na nashukuru Mungu tumepata hiyo holiday. It's also sad we lost the former president, Mike Kibaki.
Yeah. And rest in peace.
Rest in peace to him, and we send our condolences to the entire family.
All right.
Yeah.
First, before I get into this conversation, you are the head of digital at Disruptive Media. Yeah. Maybe tell us what Disruptive Media is and what does the head of digital at Disruptive Media do?
Disruptive Media is a marketing agency where we disrupt the norm, as our name suggests. We focus in through the line marketing, from above the line, below the line, and digital. That means that we do all sorts of marketing for our clients. That would range from a TVC commercial, a newspaper ad, billboards, marketing strategy, get-to-market strategy, and also the digital aspect. Now I head the digital aspect, where we come up with strategies to help position our clients in the digital space.
Right.
Yeah.
Before maybe we get into some of those ways someone can position themselves in the digital space, in your own opinion, in your own observation from the time that you've been in the space, where is the weight currently at? Is it on digital advertising or is it on TVCs?
Now, advertising is a bit delicate. What happens is that you cannot look at advertising as one specific aspect, because each factor of advertising comes together to ensure that the brand's image and the brand message reaches to the consumers. So in Kenya, you'll find a specific segment of the audience that's more into TVs, and then you'll find another specific segment of the audience that's into digital. So if you're in the advertising field, you have to ensure that you touch all these touch points. So you can't really segment one aspect and say that one has more weight.
But can we say currently that there's one that maybe tips the scale?
No, you have to be everywhere.
Yeah.
If you are a serious brand, that's why you'll find, like, let's say Safaricom, that spends the highest spend in the marketing field in Kenya. It's everywhere.
Right. They have
TVC, they have billboards, they have radio ads, they're on digital with influencers.
Right.
So what happens is you'll find a specific segment of the audience. I'll say the youth, they are more into digital. Ukiuliza kijana saizi, the last time they aliona news. Yeah. But our older generations, our fathers,
they watched it this morning.
And jana. So you have to ensure that you reach each touch point.
So it does depend on what product you want to advertise, so that you know if you're targeting the youth, this is your side. If you're targeting the older generation, this is the other side.
Yeah.
Sort of customizing in that regard.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the effective ways then that one can channel that digital space to be of profit to them in increasing their sales growth?
So to effectively use the digital space, you have to ensure one thing first. You are not disrupting, you are not interfering with whatever this person is doing online.
Okay.
That's why there is a certain increase in the use of ad blockers, because they feel
people hate YouTube ads.
People hate YouTube ads. People hate something that interferes with them when they're online. So if somebody is online, you have to ensure that whatever content as a brand that you are showing them does not interfere with whatever they are doing online. So you have to complement whatever they are doing online, communicate to them in a language that they understand and they are relating to.
That's interesting, considering that the name of your company is Disruptive Media.
Yeah. So we disrupt the norm. That's why our advertising is a bit different from what's been going on.
Okay. So the first thing is do not disrupt.
Do not disturb someone when he's online. Because there's a reason. I'll ask you, like, when you woke up today, did you check your phone?
Yeah, definitely.
Which was the first platform you looked into?
Twitter.
So I don't want to disturb you when you're looking at your trends. But what I can do is I'll speak to someone who you're already following to tell you about my product.
Okay.
Yeah, in a manner that's relatable to you.
All right.
So I'm not interfering with whatever you're doing, but you're able to see my content.
So I can see the product, but I can also see my other content without feeling some type of way.
Without feeling that this is an ad.
Right. I'm guessing that's where now influencers come in.
Yeah, that's where also influencers come in.
We're getting into that conversation. What are the other ways now then that?
So there are other ways that we can use to utilize the digital space. So it's a broad space. So there's content strategy, and then there's media.
Okay.
So content is now where the brand comes up with the content that relates to their audience. So you'll find a brand trying to speak in a manner that's relatable to the audience that they're speaking with. So if you take a keen look at the brands that are online, you'll see that each brand has a specific language. Kuna wale wanaongea Sheng, there's that speaks English, and then there's one that speaks both. So you'll find that they are trying to communicate to their audience in a language that they understand.
Hassle free na mabazu.
So utapata tu like they are speaking that language that they feel their audience relates to.
All right.
Then there are those ones that want to keep that corporate look. So they're speaking in English, very clean English, corporate English. And then now there's media. Now media is where now brands spend money to reach their audience by buying ad spaces.
All right.
Yeah.
Ad spaces.
So it depends. There'll be Twitter. Like if you're on Twitter, you'll see a promoted post. Facebook, you'll see a promoted post. Instagram, the same. Now on Google, you'll find the YouTube ads, and then you'll find display ads and search ads. So what happens is search ads are ukisearch kitu saizi, like the best meat, the first results that come up is on search ads. That's how industry brands use that space on Google.
All right.
Then there are YouTube ads where a majority of Kenyans don't like them because they interfere na playlist yao. And then there are those social media ads.
So first thing that I've heard there, which is really important, is that personalizing of your message. If you're advertising, ensure that you personalize it to the kind of segment that you're targeting. And now in the two that you've mentioned, content strategy and media. One, I could just wake up, maybe I do not have money to spend on media and decide to do some good content strategy. Or maybe I wake up one morning and have enough money and I just invest it in media. Is there one of the two that is the best, or is there a combination that works most?
It's a combination, but the most important thing is you need to have a content strategy.
Okay.
You need to ensure that the content that you are churning out, it's relatable to the people that are actually interacting with the content. You might have all the media spend you want, but if your content is not good, no one will relate to.
Unapromote vitu haziko.
Unapromote vitu haziko, like mtu atakuwa na scroll tu anazipita because it does not relate to them.
All right. There's also pay-per-click advertising that has come up online. How does that work?
So pay-per-click advertising is advertising that has a specific goal at the end. As the name suggests, your pay-per-click. So what happens is you spend ad to ensure that people click a specific link in your content and then leads them to a specific landing page.
All right.
So what happens is that there are two different types of pay-per-clicks. There are these ones that if you want, you can earn from it. So that's you watch advertisements to be paid. Now what happens is you create, let me give a very easy example.
Okay.
You have a blog. You write on your blog. You do all those search engine optimization and ensure that people come to your blog. Now you register your blog to Google AdSense. Now when an ad runs on your blog and somebody clicks on that ad, Google pays you.
Okay.
So that is pay-per-click. So you as a content creator on a blog post, you're paid
if people click on
that advertisement.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you said there are two.
So the other one is now where as a media buyer, you get charged per click. So I run an ad and it appears somewhere. Now if I'm only charged as a media buyer if somebody clicks on that ad.
Okay.
So I can run that on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google. So there are specific ads you see on Facebook. If you see it and you don't click as an advertiser, won't be charged.
All right.
But if somebody clicks it, I get charged.
People are also complaining now that you've mentioned search engine optimization. Search engine optimization. Maybe you can get into that. Businesses complain that mimi nimeanzisha biashara, when I search it it's not there. What can they do? Watoke page 1? Because I rarely go to page 2, 3, 4. I don't think anyone really does. Kama haiko page 1, ushaachana nayo, usha search kitu ingine uone kama itatokea. So how do business get themselves on page 1 of Google?
So that's what we call search engine optimization. There are different facets of search engine optimization. So as a business, let's give an example of a business. Which one will we do? That's not known kabisa. You are selling shoes. If you are selling shoes, you want somebody who searches for shoes online to see you on the first pages. Now you need to look at something that makes you unique. So if you are selling affordable shoes, you ensure that you have articles that have affordable shoes in them. So affordable shoes become your keyword. Affordable shoes in Nairobi become one of your keywords. And then now that's the first aspect. The second aspect is what we call backlinking. You need other articles to speak about whatever you are offering.
Okay.
So when they speak about, if there's an article on, let's say, your blog post that's speaking about shoes, you need them to sort of put a link to where you can find affordable shoes.
And that links back to my business.
Back to your business. So what happens is Google will take a look into those. So when somebody searches affordable shoes, you'll automatically come on the first page.
All right.
Now, if you are in a hurry, because search engine optimization takes a while. If you're in a hurry, you can do now search engine marketing. Now, search engine marketing, you just pick that keyword, affordable shoes, buy it. Now, if somebody searches, you appear on the top as an ad.
Oh, that's why when I'm searching something online, or if I'm trying to shop online, there's an advertisement of one of the online businesses. Just popping up before the first search result.
So now they buy that space.
All right. So that's something that people can look into if you don't know how to do SEO on your own, or you have no sites that are speaking or backlinking to you. You can buy that.
You can buy that. But to get backlinking sites, there are a lot in Kenya. An example would be, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this.
Yeah, definitely.
Tuko. You reach out to Mpasho. You reach out to these blog sites. And then there's a cost attached to it because they know what you want to achieve.
Okay.
Then they'll write for your blog and have a link to your site.
And I'm guessing because they have high traffic, that is also going to boost.
That is going to boost traffic to your website. Now, you just have to ensure that whatever you're putting out is worth reading, because if I get into your website and I leave it like within the first few seconds, Google also notes that there's a lot of bouncing. So you won't appear at the top of the page.
Okay. That's very many facets of it. Now, in this digital space, before maybe you get into influencer marketing, which I've been really keen into getting into, I hear a lot of cost. I didn't even know that you can actually purchase SEO marketing. How do we reduce cost as much as we're also trying to brand ourselves, market ourselves in the digital space, to reduce aje costs or keep it in a way that doesn't affect my revenue?
Just one thing, targeting.
Okay.
If you target well, if you target the right audience, you reach them at the right time, you are able to reduce your cost. A good example is there's an industry average. I know I'm going to get into some technical details, but there's an industry average for CPM. That's cost per 1,000 impressions. So what impressions are the number of times that your content is seen online. So what these what the Facebook, Twitter, how do I call them? The ad
social
providers, social media platforms charge. They charge you per 1,000 impressions.
Okay.
So you are charged after 1,000 people have seen your ad. So there's an industry average for all these sites. You'll find that for Facebook is 1.5, Instagram almost 1.51, Twitter about 2. So if you target correctly, you target the right audience at the right time, you'll spend $0.5 to reach 1,000 people.
Oh, wow.
If you target wrongly, you'll spend over $1.5 to reach 1,000.
To reach 1,000 people.
So
you need to know where your market is.
You need to know, like if you're selling shoes and you're selling shoes for gentlemen, you don't need to target ladies.
Right.
Just
you need to specify where the advertisement is going.
You're selling shoes maybe within a radius of Nairobi. Somebody in Kisumu doesn't need to see your ad.
You don't need to put it the whole of Africa to see
the whole of Africa to see your ad.
Okay.
So it's that on targeting. If you ensure that your targeting is good, you'll efficiently reduce your costs.
Right. When I visit some of these sites, sometimes there's a a lady or a gentleman or a box that pops up at the corner, ikiniuliza unatakaje or how can we help you, which are chatbots, right? Basically automated chat messaging platform right there embedded on the websites. Are they helpful, and what kind of role and how can people, maybe small businesses, should they add them to their websites?
Chatbots are helpful. What they do is that they generate leads for you. Now, if somebody visits your website, they are probably looking for something that you are selling or a service that you're providing. Now, what a chatbot does is it tries to personalize the experience in the website. So the chatbot will say, "Hi, can I help you?" Then you'll say whatever you want. But the end goal of this chatbot is to ensure that you leave your information. You'll either leave a phone number or an email address.
Okay.
So that the team can then reach out to you to try and close out the sale.
It's a very witty way of collecting data.
It's because the assumption is that if you come to my website, you probably are looking for a service. I'm trying to be as personal as possible. So I'll let you leave me your mail or a phone number so that I can contact you and help you in a more personal manner than just scrolling through my website.
Right. How expensive is it to put up chatbots, by the way?
It depends with the service provider or the developer that you use. Because right now there are service providers that will help you create your chatbot.
Very customized, of course.
Very customized to you.
Guessing.
You can get even chatbots for WhatsApp. I don't know if you've used Zuri.
I've used Zuri by Safaricom.
That's a chatbot on WhatsApp.
So
nowadays they can create it everywhere.
That is really great. Also, I think it reduces the work of customer care. Because people can ask questions, frequently asked questions, and answered immediately. All right. And now let's get to the role of digital influencers, right? We've come to a point where it's a career. Watu wako online, someone has like 30,000 followers on Twitter, and that's all they do. They wake up in the morning, they promote brands, and and they make money from it. So how does influencer marketing return on investment compared to other marketing strategies?
I'll start by saying this, that whenever you want to buy a phone, what do you usually do? Because me, what I do is, the first thing I'll do is I'll ask someone who I know that has used that phone.
Or someone who knows about
someone who knows about phone. Then I ask them, like, is this phone okay? Is this phone good? What's about his camera, the CPU, the ratings? And then I make now an informed decision of purchasing that phone. So that's where influencers come in. They explain the brand to their audiences. They talk about specific, unique selling points of the brand to the audiences. And now what happens is, we feel that if you're following an influencer, you relate to them, you feel that their content relates to you. So if they tell you about my brand, you're more likely to listen. But there's also a caveat, like there's something that we need to take into consideration.
Right.
That the influencer marketing scene in Kenya is taking a bit of a twist where everybody assumes that they are an influencer. just because they have
a social media
account and there's some specific following, they assume that they are influencers. Now what they do is they spam my feed with an ad that looks like a brand corporation using a personal profile of somebody. It's not.
So it's like Safaricom using my account.
Safaricom using your account to tell me about Safaricom.
Okay.
I just see that communication and I know from the onset that this is a paid promotion.
Okay.
Now that was not the initial idea of influencer marketing. The initial idea of influencer marketing was them to incorporate the products into their lifestyle.
All right,
So
that's why there's a problem when I see Ojwang Mariam advertising Pampers. I'm like, he has not used them.
You're wondering, like, nini endelea hapa? I won't get into names, but you find an influencer anapush kila kitu. Jana alikuwa this supermarket, leo anapush the next one. Anapush his simu, the next day anapush. So you just know that he is paid to do this. What should happen is they should incorporate the brand into their lifestyle. If you are, let's say, Ombachi, he has a kid. If you give him Pampers, it makes sense.
Makes sense, right?
Akona mtoto.
But ukinipatia always a push, na to me
I make sense.
Right.
So that's what has happened is kila mtu anadhani ni influencer. You go into Twitter, you find people pushing a tag, like literally pushing a tag. Whatever they are communicating, you can see they are pushing a tag.
And that is the caveat you're saying that has
like
happened.
So what has happened is mtu anaingia, somebody will enter into social media with the aim of being an influencer.
Just purely influencer work. Setting up an account in an influencer account.
But what should happen is you get into social media to speak your mind, to say what you feel, and then hope that someone is listening. Then somebody follows you because of whatever you're speaking. So if I give you a brand to sell, you'll incorporate it into your lifestyle. All
right. You said everyone thinks, nowadays everyone thinks they are an influencer. What does it take then to be an influencer? What do you think, what do you say will take for someone to qualify as an actual influencer?
What it will take for someone to qualify as an actual influencer is to churn out content that's relatable to the audience that's following him.
Okay.
Or her. There's one person who's very controversial in Kenya, but he seems to be the huge. I'd give him like he's one of the best influencers in Kenya. No brand is using him, but I know you know him.
I know him.
Very controversial, but the people who follow him listen to him.
So many of them. Clockwork every morning.
Every morning, like he's given people things to do, and people are doing. Now that's an influencer. That's an influencer. Yeah. The fact that he's controversial is making brands not use him. But if a brand would incorporate themselves into his lifestyle, trust me, the audience that's following him would use that brand.
Right.
The largest influencer in the world is Kim Kardashian's sister, Chloe.
Yeah.
She just has to post a picture of her using something.
And that's it.
That's it.
And people go crazy about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because she's built an audience of people that relate to whatever she's doing.
And I realized that for some of those big influencers like Chloe we've mentioned, is the products attached to their lifestyle.
Yeah.
This is how they live. They are flashy. This is what they do. So if you're someone who has flashy items, give it to them. You won't find them pushing free airtime.
Yeah, utapata. Hapa Kenya utapata. You are saying somebody tweeting Twitter for iPhone, and then they are pushing an Android.
They're pushing a Samsung phone.
Something that they are not using.
Right.
Yeah.
That's wrong. Yeah. So how are results measured in influencer marketing for businesses? So a business has gotten an influencer. Amepata Ojwang Mariam, who's, I'll be mentioning him because he's the only colleague of mine I know who's a big influencer. So Ojwang Mariam, who's a big influencer, a business has approached him and they've used him for influencer marketing. So as a business, how do I measure then the success or the fail of the influencer?
So what I usually like to tell businesses is that when you're using influencers, your first KPI should be awareness. Because influencers are not sales representatives. They are just representations of your brand in the digital space. So the first aspect is that you go to Ojwang, look at his audience. Does his audience relate to whatever your brand stands for? Now give them your brand to create an awareness for your brand. Now what influencers do is they create awareness and consideration for your brand. So consideration comes in the aspect that I see your brand online. Then when I go to the supermarket, it's now part of my consideration set. Let's say biscuits. So I see your biscuits online. I go to the supermarket. There are a lot of biscuits. But since I had seen your biscuits, it became now part of my consideration set.
Like, I saw this.
I saw this.
I don't know this other one, but I've seen
but
this
I've seen this somewhere. So let me try it out.
Okay.
Now you find brands in Kenya using influencers to sell.
And the influencers you said are not salesmen.
They are not salesmen.
Right.
They are representatives of your brand online. So what they do is they create awareness and a consideration set. Because if you come and tell me about maybe a phone, a TV, I might not have that money right now. But the next time I'm going to purchase that, it's part of my consideration set.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how then, I know that's a very thin line.
So what we usually do is we check the impact of their posting. So we check the impressions that they've achieved, the interactions with their content. Now we say that, okay, if people have interacted with their content well, we believe that there's a consideration aspect. Now we give it a timeline, let's say 2 months, and then we see how the impact of our influencer marketing has on the sales within a specific period.
Emperor Shaker, who's also another colleague of mine here on Friday morning, loves to call them minions. And anitext anauliza uko na minions wa mtandao. They've come to a point where, as you said, they've turned influencer marketing to salesmen. Now there's groups where influencers or people who think they're influencers fika pale, and then pushing a tag ambayo they don't even relate to, right? And that has gotten to the point where it's become a sales environment. People are just selling products. How do we toe the line? How do we toe that
what
line?
you said, kuna kitu where I see people go sell to clients that uta trend.
Oh yeah, right.
On Twitter you will trend. So
Ita trend.
Hii ita trend. They're given a hashtag. Now push this, ita trend. Watu wengi within a 30 minutes push a trend. Then mtu mmoja anachukua screenshot mbio, imeapia hapo top trendings in Kenya, natumia client you've trended. But this only happens for like a few minutes and then it disappears.
20 minutes later we are in other business.
We are in other businesses. So hiyo ndio shida mimi nimeona na these small what you call the minions trying to push a tag. What I've said and what I believe that for influencer marketing to work, first get someone who speaks to their audience, they understand each other, they relate with their audience. Now have this person incorporate your brand into their lifestyle. If you're selling a refreshing drink, get somebody who works out. A health drink, get somebody who works out. Then they'll work out, then they'll say after they've worked out they've used
it, and they recommend to others who are working out.
In case unaitafuta, you can get it from da. If you are selling kids products, find a parent.
Right.
If you're selling car products, find a car enthusiast.
You're selling a suit, find me.
Find you, yeah.
Okay. Very relevant and put into context. That's your story. Taka tucheze game. Shika hivi.
Yeah.
All right. I only have one pen here, so I'm going to request nipatie pen. In the meantime, as I get an extra pen for myself, you can hold this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to play a very small game, which I hope you lose. And as we wait for you to lose, for the guys who are at home, this is called Identify the Brand. So in this session, we usually play a very small game where I am shown brands, I'm given taglines, or I'm shown brand logos. I don't know what they have for me today. Also not aware. And then we are given a timer. Alafu tunajibu. Then we'll mark and see. So today is a tagline. I'm given taglines na tutakuwa na countdown. How many questions do we have today? 6 questions, 6 taglines, and then unaandika ni brand gani. Tunapewa timer starting about now. If you're at home, we're beginning. The first one is ask the experts. Truly Kenyan, truly refreshing.
Oh, great.
Sweetening Kenya since 1978. A company of Gada walls.
Hizi ni nini?
Riding on technology, inspiring innovation.
Najua tu mbili hapa.
Saves you money is the last one.
Najua tu mbili. Hizo zingine ni nini?
All right. 20 more seconds so we can Carry.
Riding in information, inspiring innovation. Hizo ni nini? I swear najua tu mbili.
Najua mbili. Yeah. Lakini najua most. Hebu leta. Let's see. Wow. The first one was ask the experts. What's that? Ask the experts. What's the brand behind the tagline? Ask the experts. Duracoat. Hey, this guy got it. Duracoat Basco. How do you know, bro? The second one. Truly Kenyan, truly refreshing. Truly Kenyan, truly refreshing. What's the brand behind
Sasini.
that tagline? Sasini tea.
Lica del Monte.
Mtu wa Kericho gold. Free. The third one, sweetening Kenya since 1978. What's the brand between sweetening Kenya since
Zoya
1978? I hope that's Mumias. I
It's
really hope
Zoya.
it's Mumias. Zoya has been sweetening Kenya since 1978. Okay, that's Zoya. Fourth one, a company of Garderworld. Where is that?
What is
Where is
Garderworld?
Garderworld? You also don't know.
Oh God. How is a security firm having this tagline?
Garderworld, that's KK.
How?
KK Security.
Yeah.
So Garderworld ni compound. That's another one.
Sijui maze.
Fifth, riding on technology, inspiring innovation. Riding on technology, inspiring innovation. Multimedia University of Kenya. Congratulations to them.
Oh.
For riding on technology and inspiring innovation. Watu wa Rungai diaspora watuambie hiyo tagline. Ya mwisho kabisa, number 6, saves you money, has to be Naivas. At least I got one. Oh wait, you wrote Del Monte, sweetening Kenya since 1978.
Sikuwa nafikiria. But Naivas.
Umepata 2.
But sasa hizo taglines zingine zi make sense.
Kama Garderworld. KK, look into that, yeah?
Yeah, look into that.
Okay, so you have a 2 out of 6. That's according to Magoha, hiyo hata wezi anda mahali.
Nimetry.
Hiyo transition.
But Magoha usema doesn't matter the grades.
Yeah. Doesn't matter the grade, then I don't grade you. I only give you marks. 2 out of 6. Mine are undisclosed due to security reasons. Tutajua baadaye. If you're at home, niambie what you got. Send me your comments on Facebook, pale KUTV Kenya. I'll be looking at it. Actually, today I'm going to award the first one wa kujibu. I want to see if you guys are keen. Kauta jibu all the 6 that we've already said. I'm not going to repeat it. The first one to drop there, I'll reply and then I'll DM you with my reward. That's nice, yeah? That's influencer marketing right there.
Yeah.
So thank you for playing the game with me. As we now wrap all of this up, how does the business then best brand themselves? If there are like maybe 3 pointers that you could say. I know we've spoken about a lot of things: SEO, paid advertising, pay per click, using influencer marketing, having a social media presence, so many things. But maybe we can pick the 3 quick ones that you can round up as the essential ones.
I'll start with this one that we've just done, tagline. That's very relatable.
Right.
Saves you money, sisi sote tumejua tu ni Naivas. You have to have something that relates with the audience.
Right.
That would be the first one. The second one is you have to have a marketing strategy. My boss usually says that everybody who has a laptop thinks they are digital marketers. Mtu yote amesoma kitu online and you have to have a concrete marketing strategy. If you are an existing business, you have to have a way of positioning yourself in the business, in the industry. If you're a business that's starting, you have to have a go-to-market strategy. I'll say those are the most important things for you to position yourselves in the market.
Go-to-market strategy. If you're just starting out, have a marketing strategies
for positioning yourself in the industry.
Right, and relate to the audience.
Yeah.
So find ways in which you can converse with the audience, but relate with your tagline, with maybe your brand name or your logo.
Communications.
Yeah. Exactly. So here on social media, Nangalia, a couple of people here feedback. Another Tuesday to definitely tune in to Biashara Tuesday to hear more of this digital space conversation. Tuned in to the last second. Asante Ashley. Obino Von Eric, great insights from the guest today, Caesar, right?
Yeah, Caesar.
Yes. So give unto Caesar what's
belongs to Caesar. Actually, that has always been my tagline. Give unto Caesar belongs
very
to Caesar.
Relatable. Yeah. So that's one thing you should pick out. Asante Obino, tell us where you're watching from. Shalom Kamau, nasema pia great insights for sure. This guy knows his stuff. Yeah. So hire him for stuff. Mpatie promote stuff. He's very good at knowing stuff. Edwin Tsuma anauliza hizo ni nini? I'm guessing reacting to the the Gada world and some of those taglines there. But nimesema yule atajibu first. I'm not yet seeing mtu yote hapa anajibu. The first one to give me the 6 correct answers from what you've said to see whether you guys are keen, nampatia a reward. And that's the feedback that we have there on digital marketing. I'll continue looking into that. Make sure you're giving me your feedback on Twitter. That's why I've not looked at, but I'll be coming back with that. The hashtag to use there is the hashtag Biashara Tuesday, and the art is at Richard_Kenya. Amesema una tag, unani tag pia. Tagline yangu ni the bearer of these names. So go there, the bearer of those names, tag me at Richard_Kenya. Tutaweza kuona Disruptive Media. As we wrap up, how can people get to you, and what is it that you're offering businesses, or what services do you offer? Where can they get them? Yeah.
So Disruptive Media, as I said, is a fully fledged marketing agency. So we offer the expertise to help your business position itself into the market, be it above the line, through the line, or digital. So that will mean that if you want to do billboards, if you want to do news ads, if you want any marketing strategy, reach out to us. You can guest us through our website, www.disruptivemedia.co.ke, and I think through our mail you'll find all details you want there.
All right.
I can give out my mail though.
Definitely, yeah. They will slow down this recording and listen to that.
And listen to that mail, yeah. c.opudo@disruptivemedia.co.ke.
That's easy. c.opudo@disruptivemedia.co.ke. Make sure that you're reaching out to them. If you're a small business, big business, and you want to scale in the digital space, fikia mzee kama yeye ambaye anaelewa ile kitu anasema. Usiende natafuta
laptop.
Wacha tu niwache. Let me not get very personal. Right up, coming up next, the cost of living. How are you guys surviving? How are businesses surviving, by the way, with the cost of living? Bei inapanda ya kila kitu, mafuta, mchele, sukari. Una survive aje? What strategies should you employ? Should you save? Should you invest? Where should you invest? Should you get insurance? Last week, Ojwang Mariam, again, I have to refer to him, alikuwa ananiambia kuhusu education insurance. Should he get one, and why should he get one? Will there be a crisis that he needs for him to get that type of insurance? Tune in for that conversation. I'm having it with our resident money coach, Mrs. Elizabeth Waithaka. Anakuja hapa hivi on set in a short while, so don't go too far.